Okay. Um, Testing 1, 2, 3. I think we got things finally worked out on the camera. And we are sitting here on April 22nd, 2026. This is probably more of a diary update than it did YouTube update. I went way over my steps today. I had a chance to take a friend of mine out fishing. 3 or 4 years older than me, so, 55, 56 maybe. Never actually asked his actual age, but someone I've known for 2 or 3 years now. It was kind of fun to get out, take someone that age on his first river fishing trip. Long walk. And I think today was kind of the first time that he got to see what 26 to 3,500 steps a day actually means. It's hard to explain to people. This is a guy that rides his bike to work every day. And but we have a lot of similarities. He had a really hard time with his second vaccine years ago. He's got family members that are dealing with food issues and a lot of the same stuff that I deal with. And he's one of those guys that is trying to do something for years that helps out the community. So in a lot of ways, we're very similar in that aspect. For me, it was kind of fun. My kids are too old. They've learned all of the stuff that I could teach them in their life. To go out with somebody else that I can teach them how to rig a fishing pole and how to deal with a gar, because we caught plenty of gar today. Caught his first drum. He had never cleaned a catfish or a drum, and being able to teach him how to do that, he was really it's kind of funny story, because he was really upset that he was really looking forward to starting the grill or the campfire and cooking fish on the campfire today. But the wind came up 30 mile an hour gusts, and I just had to tell him, like, nope, just put it in the fridge for later, cook it in the oven, unless the wind drops down. But it's too huge a fire risk. Even though we had the hose out there, we could have knocked down a fire pretty quick. I said no, not worth taking that chance. And that's one of those things that a lot of people don't take into consideration. But it was a great day. Being able to teach somebody his age all the stuff that I used to teach my kids and that my dad taught me over the years. It was a pretty darn good day. But as you can tell, absolutely exhausted. And I brought home a 6 or 9 pound catfish, probably a 2 pound drum. all of this, everything I do is about how to make these recipes eventually that help other people out like me. Because, I couldn't come home, clean the catfish, clean the drum. They're unfortunately still in the cooler on ice, and I'm running my ice maker. Hopefully tomorrow, as many steps as I had today, I don't know if I'll have enough energy to do it, but the key point here is that I can keep the fish on ice for a couple of days until I get a little bit of energy back to go out and clean them. It got me thinking about the breading, frying them versus baking them. Baking them is the easiest way. But there's a part of me that really misses fried fish, like Long John Silver's. I used to work for Long John Silver's, so part of me really misses that. And having too many steps, I sat down, I started working with AI. Hey, what can we do? You already have everything else. What can we work with to do a fried fish batter? Not sure I can do it. What it'll probably end up being more is like fish sticks. Kind of the same direction I was going with chicken nuggets and chicken patties. Which is great, because if I can nail down that recipe, then you can do chicken or fish sticks and fish patties for sandwiches. I may never explain that enough in my other videos, but that is really the direction that all of this is going. Simplest, easiest way to do things, least ingredients, put it together the best way we can. And then, like with my chili recipe, it got me thinking about, okay, I really miss crackers. So I've got to create a cracker recipe, a healthy cracker recipe. In this aspect, cocktail sauce and tartar sauce. Two things that, condiments that people don't think about healthy. So I'm working on that aspect too. Not if, I will recover from too many steps today. I think I'm at 6,300 today. It was 4,200 to get out to the spot and back. And I forced myself through it. I shouldn't have. So this is what it actually looks like dealing with ME/CFS or long COVID or a lot of other autoimmune conditions, because like fibromyalgia causes a lot of the same issues. Either route, it was a great day. Having a chance to talk to someone else my age about what's coming down the road. We had a lot of time to talk about AI and the stuff that's coming in down the pipe on that. I don't see a lot of aspects for people that are disabled or elderly or retired. Fast food. I don't see a lot of aspect for the younger generations. Those fast food jobs are going to disappear. And what I'm doing, talking about it with my friend today, there's still huge opportunity for people that isn't going to be there. Who knows? You know, could be the best thing ever invented. On the downside, we were talking about it, and the work ethic isn't there. So even if I could offer people a $40 to $50 an hour job working from home, would they take it? We both kind of thought no. We'll see where that one goes, but I'm not going to stop working on this. It was at the same time a pretty hard day talking to somebody that didn't know me to some extent about everything I've done in my life and all of the medical conditions, because we talked a lot about food. For some people, they're lucky they can just eat anything. Even though I've known this guy for 3 or 4 years, he didn't realize. He's never, he never had to see what 2,600 steps a day looks like. Even though he's tried all of my recipes that I've worked on over the years, he never fully understood how limited my diet is. Because we were talking about sweet potatoes and spaghetti squash, asparagus, broccoli. Most people don't understand that, for me, and I maybe should have said this clearly earlier in other videos. For me, my fructose limit is basically 3 packets of traditional ketchup that you would get from McDonald's or somewhere else. 3 packets. That includes like taco sauce from a taco place. That's my daily limit. Not my meal limit, my daily limit. And I have to take that into consideration with all of the recipes that I'm building, because, yeah, my recipes will kind of have a, hey, you might not be as bad off as I am, but I still want to make the best recipes that are safe for anybody. Anyways, good day. I'm going to, before I process the catfish and the drum, I'm going to make sure I get things set up. I'm going to do a video on it. And hopefully I have enough steps to make it somewhat decent. It'll probably just be like 2 cameras. Here's what you do. And then fingers crossed that I can actually try a couple of different things for tartar sauce, cocktail sauce. And if I can come up with a battered fish stick, that's my goal. And those are those, I think what I wanted to say tonight was those are those little things that I'm trying to do all the time. Pick up on the little stuff. What are the tweaks? What makes it easier? How do I make something to replace the processed, the over-processed junk that makes so many people sick. And all I can do is keep trying to do some of these videos and trying to post the recipes and try to work on the website, which is really hard to do on 2,600 steps a day. And sometimes you need to get out there and push a little bit harder. Not every day. You can't do that. You know, for someone like me, that just, it's an early grave. But this winter was hard. And sometimes you just have to go out and do that extra few steps. Get out there and share this stuff with other people. Because, you know, 2 or 3 months down the road, this might be the person that talks to another person, that opens up that door for a food truck or a local celiac safe business, restaurant kind of thing. Sometimes you just have to take that chance. And, you know, being able to teach a friend how to fish out of the river and how to clean a fish. I'm waiting for the updates from his wife, letting me know how the fish turned out with a little bit of salt and pepper, butter, and lemon juice. And I hope these videos encourage some people with ME/CFS or long COVID or other autoimmune conditions. It's hard. I know. I mean, look at me. I'm starting to lose my voice. May not be able to get out of bed tomorrow, but sometimes you just have to take that chance and accept those bad days. Yeah, you might have a couple of bad days after this. That's what I'm trying to build. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. And community is the hugest part of that. Not family and friends, but community. Anyways, still went longer than I wanted to, 18 minutes, but hey, better than 45. Thanks for checking it out. Like, comment, share, do all that stuff. Go check out the Grain Free Me website, and hopefully within the next week or two, I'll have batter or, you know, at least a fish nugget, fish stick recipe up on the website. If you want to be part of it, absolutely. Let me know. I can send you recipes and we can work on them together. But that's it for tonight. I gotta go to bed. Catch y'all later. Signing out from Fremont, Nebraska, and Grain Free Me. Take care. See you guys next time.